Original post, October 21st, 2024. I, 28F, was visiting my mom this weekend and I turned a video on while we crafted Smosh's new Reddit video. One of the first videos they cover is on the story of a mother losing her daughter's Louis Vuitton bag. We listened to it and I said it sounded similar to the phone incident when I was younger. My mom got really defensive, said that I was selfish as a teenager and I am acting selfish now. We argued for a bit and she said I wonder what Reddit would think of our story. So, I decided to find out. For my 15th birthday, my grandpa sent me a new smartphone in the mail. I was incredibly excited about it and my mom was really upset. She said that it was inappropriate for me to have a more upgraded phone than she did. He sent me the newer version of the phone she had, and that there was no way she was going to let me have the phone. So, instead of transferring my SIM card to my new phone, she went and transferred hers to the new phone and mine to her phone. Her argument was that I still had a newer phone than my previous one, so I should be grateful, but given the new smartphone had been a gift, I was really upset and called my grandpa, her dad, to complain. He then called her and chewed her out for it, which made her yell at me for involving him. She said again, there was no reason for me to have such an upgraded phone when I only used it to talk to my friends, and she used her phone for work. Our argument went on for over a week before I just dropped it, but I was bitter for a long time. She continued to bring up how unbelievably selfish I had acted and that she was disappointed to have raised such a selfish daughter. Every once in a while, especially at family gatherings, this story will be brought up by someone and the argument starts all over. My brother, 17 at the time, and my dad stayed neutral on it, and my grandpa was pissed but lived in another country and couldn't do much but call my mom like he did. That's the story. My mom called me selfish again when I brought it up and said that my continued bitterness towards this event just goes to show how ungrateful/entitled that I am. No matter how many times I tell her that what she did was pretty messed up. So, who is the edit? The intention was always to show the verdict of this post to my mom, since it was her idea to see what Reddit would think. I texted her and asked her if there was anything she'd like to add before I forwarded the post to her, and just got this back. As I have said, it was not appropriate for a girl of your age to have a more capable smartphone if you weren't going to use it for anything other than texting your friends. Your grandpa did not ask me before sending the phone to you. I told you that you could not have the phone and you continued to ask for it, so I gave you my old one as compromise, which was a newer and nicer phone than the one you had, and you still continued to ask for the newer one even after I said no. I maintain that your behavior was that of a selfish teenager, and I think any moms on Reddit will agree with me. Hopefully your post puts an end to this argument. I will add that she said this weekend this was before Instagram. What would you have used the phone for? The new phone in question was a Samsung Galaxy 2. My mom had the Samsung Galaxy 1 and I had a Nokia slider phone before my grandpa sent me the new one. Edit 2. I am going to take screenshots of this post and send them to my mom after work. Will try to update when I can. I don't expect she'll be happy, but I agree with her that hopefully we can stop bringing this up. AITAH has no consensus bot. OOP was voted NT irrelevant comments. Commenter 1. Your mom told you to take this to Reddit? She needs to browse more. People here generally don't like bullies. OOP. She likes it when I put on the Reddit videos when we hang out, but has otherwise never explored Reddit. But even in that video, the smosh people absolutely called that mother the AH. And my mom was like, well, our thing is completely different. Commenter 2. So gift stealing mother thinks you are selfish? Okay. Did she do this with other gifts? Like take money from a gift for you? OOP, this is the only time in my life she has ever done something this extreme, which is why I think it gets brought up to this day, because it was such a wild situation for us and sticks out. OOP on getting the phone at the time. OOP, valid concern, but the phone was genuinely a complete surprise from my grandpa. I had not asked for a new phone from my parents or my grandparents. Commenter 3, you are NTA, but your mom certainly is. It takes a hell of a lot of nerve to steal your child's gift, because you want it, and then claim that the child is selfish. Your mother's take is strictly self-serving, so she doesn't have to admit that she's wrong for stealing from her own child. Update, October 22nd, 2024. Posting an update here instead of AITAH, so I can just add screenshots. IT is unfortunately not much of an update. I sent my mom about a dozen screenshots from the, then, 100 or so comments on the post right when I got off work. She didn't acknowledge or respond to them for a while, kept trying to talk about other things, and I had to keep pressing her to read the comments. I did most of the heavy lifting. She kept trying to change the subject and I had to keep redirecting. I tried to call her a few times after she said she read the comments and she would not answer, even though I think talking over text made this infinitely more frustrating. I don't feel like we came to any conclusion other than to never bring it up again. Thanks for everyone for giving me better language to talk about this situation and sharing similar experiences. I think it is just something my family has never been able to get over, as stupid as it is. My grandpa passed 3 years ago, so unfortunately we cannot get his opinion. The final screenshot is from my brother, Jay, transcripts of the text messages between OOP and her mom. Mom, yes, I read the comments you sent me. Mom, obviously it isn't great to see random Reddit people talking about me on the internet. OOP. I know. OOP, like I'm not even upset about the actual phone anymore. I feel like you keep mentioning the phone specifically. It's now more that after all these years you won't acknowledge even a little that what you did was hurtful to me as a teenager, and that people like Jay keep bringing it up because it was hurtful. I'm really sick of being called selfish for years, because of this one thing, and you keep bringing it up seemingly just to tell people you think I'm selfish? Sorry to say, but I think most of the family agree with the Reddit comments. Mom, yes, okay. I do understand it's not about the phone, Viv, but when a mother says no, she expects that to be the final word. When you have kids, you will understand. From my point of view, everyone is questioning my parental decisions. Does not feel good being called an unholy for saying no to my kid. Why do cousins need to have an opinion about what happened, let alone strangers? Maybe selfish was the wrong word to use for your behavior. That's fine. OOP. I'm not even sure what to say to that. OOP. You say you understand it's not actually about the phone, but like, do you understand that how you went about this was hurtful and that you've continued to be hurtful about it for years? OOP. There are literally comments talking about gaslighting me about this. OOP. Did you show Dad? Mom, yes. OOP. And, Mom, Dad says we need to both get over it. I would like to, but for some reason it keeps being brought up. OOP. I would also love to get over it, but you are one of the ones who keep bringing OT up. OOP, again, it feels like you keep retelling the story just to tell a story about me being selfish and for no other reason. Mom, Jay brings it up too. OOP. Jay brings it up to emphasize your behavior sometimes. OOP. I think the rest of the family want it to be a funny story, and it isn't for us. OOP, I am happy to never bring it up again. OOP, I'm sick of talking about it. OOP, but that means you can't bring it up again either. OOP, if you do, I'll show people the Reddit post. LOL. Mom, that's fine. Mom, going to bed now. Love you. OOP, night. Please call me tomorrow. Conversation between OOP's brother and their mom. Mom, FFS is PhoneGate finally over. Jay, LOL, maybe she said you have to stop talking about it. Mom, okay. _hand, IDGAF. Top comments. Commenter 1, I commented on your original post, but in my mind I had predicted that this was gonna be a reaction. This is such a frustrating response, but just accept it and roll with it. Some people will just never admit that they are wrong. That takes a lot of grace, and I'm sorry. A person who can't help but berate her own daughter is incapable of having such grace, so why keep that expectation? I mean, if the verdict would have been that you indeed were the asshole, she would have rubbed it in your face, but since she has been named the asshole, she wants to move on with life and forgive and forget. This was behavior that I think we all predicted. Maybe she should have thought twice before suggesting you put the story on Reddit. LOL. Can't complain about strangers commenting on your bad parenting when it was your idea to open it up to discussion in the first place. You have just given a second example of her hypocrisy. Sorry if that's hurtful. She's your mother. But as an internet stranger who saw your story that was approved by your mother to be posted and is hence proof that none of the details are fabricated or untrue, that story truly did not paint a respectable picture of your mother in my head. All I see is a selfish, manipulative parent who continues to be so in the screenshots you have shared. Anyway, what can you do? Take care, and hopefully y'all will be okay. Commenter 2, Your mom is just being so frustrating and upsetting WTF. She can avoid and deny to face the reality all she wants, but at least next time when if she brings it up again, you can just show the post to shut her mouth. Ugh, even reading this already makes me so furious. I guess it's BC. I also have a mom who's super entitled. I'm sorry you're going through this, but I hope she'll STF you from now on.